Hey YouTube, I'm back again with another YouTube video. This time we're going to be making this video about my CB setup in my 96 F-250. The previous video was on the CB setup in my 95 F-150. Now I uploaded that video about 5 or 6 months ago and it got so far quite a decent amount of views, so I figured it's time to make another one. This time, unlike last time, I'm not just going to jump straight into the CB part. I'm going to kind of talk you guys through and introduce this truck. This is my 96 F-250, as I already said. It has a Ford 5.8 liter electronically fuel injected engine. As you can see, I kind of did a ghetto spray bomb job on it, but 351 is the metric conversion, or 5.8 is the metric conversion for 351, I'm sorry. This motor is mostly all stock, except for I have an MSD, like a lower grade MSD distributor cap. I believe those aren't the factory spark plug wires, but they're still not very good spark plug wires. They're not the stock Motorcraft ones, but they're still kind of crappy. I want to put a Street Fire coil back there in place of the stock coil right there. What I have done is, just for now, it's got I believe it's a K&N drop-in performance filter. At some point I want to get the cone-shaped cold air intake for right here, because these air boxes are kind of bulky, and I don't know, that they have snorkels here for them, but then I don't know, I just couldn't really see how air could get through that snorkel very well. So now it's got down to just that. It goes up and then back to the throttle body. On the throttle body is the stock throttle body, but I have a Transdapt throttle body spacer. It's a torque curve Transdapt. Actually, when I installed it, I did see a great deal of torque increase out of this truck. It's actually a surprising amount for only $50. I thought that was pretty good. I thought that'd be something good to share with you guys. Now you can see this truck still has the stock exhaust manifolds, unfortunately, but it does have Flowmaster 40 series true duals coming back here. There's the mufflers right there, and then back out to these two tips back here. There's one under right there. I'm not going to start it up today, but I will do a video of this truck running. It sounds pretty good. It's got the Rancho shocks on it down in there. It's got a little bit of bed rot right there, but other than that, it's alright. And on the back wheel wells here, this side's worse than the other, but I have the panels for it, and I have the panels for the cab corner. These front fenders are alright. They're in pretty good condition. Underneath the door on this side is all solid. It's just worn away. The paint's worn away here. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've done to it in the truck from the outside. Now, over here, it doesn't have the bumper or the grill on it right now. I just finished changing the radiator core support. It's a nice new one in there. This piece on the old one was completely rotted away on the bottom, so the radiator was just floating there. So I figured it was time to put the new one in. And I put some polyurethane body mounts in. Soon the front end will be all back together. I'm actually going to paint it tomorrow. The Husky toolbox, I don't actually have the antennas connected, but I have dual Wilson Trucker 2000s on it. This toolbox sits across like this, like most toolboxes do. And then I have the coax coming up through this bed rail hole. I just want to clean the bed up before I put the toolbox back in. Now, inside the truck, it's all pretty much I made this little switch plate for it to run all the lights on the truck, because I like a lot of lights. I got some more right there. Those are going to go on the front bumper. I got lights going on the toolbox and 2 lights on the back bumper, but the back bumper's on the switch. So this truck has 170,000 miles on it, but the engine still runs strong, so I'm not complaining. It's a survivor. We got an old Cobra 25 LTD, actually a very old one. It was actually made before Cobra was the Cobra Radio Corporation, and it was actually just the Dynascan Corporation. So before Cobra was the company name, and it was Dynascan. Yeah, Dynascan. So this is a pretty old radio. My buddy bought a truck with this in it, and it didn't work right away. So he sold it to me for $10. I paid $10 for it. And I went in, and the power wire wasn't soldered on. So I just changed the soldering. It's got the old mic. I actually really like these old mics. They feel really good in your hand. They feel better than the stock mics. It's got a PA speaker in it. I don't know, it's actually going off out there because this radio. The one thing I don't like about these is if you have the PA turned on, anything that's on the channel, if anybody's listening or anybody's talking on your channel and your squelch is down, it goes out and plays over the PA speaker, which is kind of stupid. I don't really like that. This radio is a great deal nicer than the one I have in my other truck. I put the radio in the other truck before I was more into the CBs, so I just bought like a crappy little Walmart CB. In this truck, though, I got a nice radio. It's got all the little functions and everything. Well, all the ones you really need. Instant channel 9. The new ones, though, the microphone connection's up on the front, which is a little better. I mean, it gets kind of in the way back there. But I make it work. So, on this radio, you got the volume knob, the squelch knob, dynamic, an RF gain, channel selector, instant channel 9, which is the emergency channel, bright and dim. I leave it on dim. Dim is bright enough for me. Noise blanker actually does do something a little bit. And then this is the CB and automatic noise limiter, which also kind of eliminates more noise, and then the PA switch. This radio, unfortunately, the gauge doesn't work, but I don't need that. I don't think it's really that important. It doesn't have an SWR meter in it like the 29s do, so it's kind of just a stupid little, it doesn't really do anything. But it's a good radio. I think the most I've gotten out of this radio was 6 or 7 miles with the 2 Wilson Trucker 2000s. And I believe I get an SWR of 1.4 or 1.3, which is pretty good. It's a good radio. I took in on this truck, instead of running the coax right underneath the carpet, it runs down in the crack underneath the sill plate, down, up, and then back up into that stake hole. So, all in all, that's basically the setup. There's not really much else. I mean, the reason why I even got the CBs anyway is just to talk to my buddies that when we're driving together. So I really don't need to get out that far, but it's pretty cool to be able to see who can talk the furthest. And right now, this truck can talk further than my buddy with the fire sticks. He's got 2 5-foot fiberglass antennas, and I don't think they're properly tuned, but these 2 steel antennas with a coil still talks better. Gets out a lot better. So this is a pretty good setup. I like this. I really like this old radio. These old radios are the best. It's got a really nice, heavy, firm feeling channel selecting knob. My newer 29 LTD with Night Watch, it's not firm. The knob feels flimsy. This knob feels really firm. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything. It just feels like a really good radio. The knobs are all very firm. The switches don't wiggle or anything. My 29 just feels just flimsy overall. But yeah, thanks for watching my truck introduction and CB setup for my second video. The first video is doing pretty good. It's got something like 4-something views. For a first video, that's not too bad. I mean, I know CBs aren't even the most popular thing to really look into, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for taking the time to watch the videos, and the people that are liking them, thank you, and the people that dislike them, thank you too. It helps me to improve, I guess. I've also got some nice comments on the last one, and a few subscribers. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope this second video makes it out pretty good, like the first one. Thanks for watching, guys.